pacing and cursing each other out and throwing down beer bottles. Like, what's going on here? I get inside, I said, I asked Doc, I said, what's happening out there? He said, well, you know, they got a methadone clinic here. I said, got a what? He said, they got a methadone clinic here. I said, you don't mean a drug counseling service, as someone has said previously, but he said, no, methadone. They are dispensing methadone. They moved from 75th Street to 79th Street, the medical building across from Dukes Hill. And so I said, you know, we got to do something about this. I mean, the property already looks bad enough. And so I left a card. The guy called me, and I went and I said, look, you know, what is this? And so he went to explain. I said, well, look, you know, so we got people sitting all out of cars. You got people, you know, doing all kinds of crazy U-turns in the middle of the street and hanging all out front. And this does not fit the core of our community. And we want to talk about this. Now, at first I was going to invite him today, but I thought maybe we ought to discuss it first. You know what I'm saying? But I know what you all would have done. It would have been a second crucifixion. and we don't need that. But you know what bothers me about this is, and we've all said this before, we are being besieged by so much crap. It's almost like, you know, when you do the pawn shop, you know, go to Chatham, you know what I'm saying? Unemployment rate's getting higher and quality of living is, you know, is a little higher, and so maybe there'll be a good business there. You know, the St. Clotilde thing, you know, go to Chatham, you know what I'm saying? It's a peaceful community. You could be safe, but make the community unsafe. And now the methadone program, you know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing all kinds of other little things that are eating away at us. You know, just like a little cancer, like a little munchkin. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, we have to say enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? We're already wounded. We don't want to be taken out of the game. We're wounded by foreclosed housing. We're wounded by unemployment. We're wounded by poor health services. You know, we're wounded by a lot of things right now. The bad economy, you know, lights going up, gas going up, checks going down, no raises. We don't need it. And so, we need to talk to these people about this methadone program and what it's going to mean for us. We need to dialogue about what it's going to mean for our community, and really preferably what we can do to get rid of it. But let me say this. Alderman and I have discussed this. The area is zoned already for medical treatment. Methadone is a medical treatment. I saw John Paul, you back there. I saw John Paul come in. One discussion I had with someone is that there are some laws in reference to how close to a school a clinic might be. Now, I'm not sure if it's public school or private, like a nursing school. I know the nursing school had their license, even though they had not opened yet before the methadone clinic opened. Okay? Now, a lot of you asked the question, well, you know, and I'm going to tell you quite frankly, you know, I told you that sometimes you're going to like me and sometimes you don't dislike me. This is one of those times you don't dislike me. I told you, you know, so I'm sick and tired of people coming to me like I made a personal decision to put this methadone clinic in. I'm tired of people coming to me like I made a personal decision to take the ward lines and draw them all the way over west and around that. But what the alderman going to do? I'm married. I don't sleep with the alderman. So I brought the alderman here to talk about it himself. We invited him here. Hey, now, don't forget, the alderman's a member of this organization. Mr. Whoop is a member of this organization. And before it's over with, everybody else going to be a member of this organization. Alderman Sawyer, come on down.
Good morning, and thank you, Mr. President. Good morning. I'll talk about the methadone clinic first. Get that out of the way. Because I found out about the methadone clinic like several of you found out, word of mouth, people coming to the other medical center office, and it was something that was surprising to me. But my law office used to be next to the methadone clinic on 75th Street, right down the street. And there was also one in the 6th Ward on 71st Street in Champlain. We've had methadone clinics in the ward for quite some time. So for people that understand that. And those that don't know what the methadone clinic is, just back up a little bit. Those that have addictions, particularly that to heroin. If you have a heroin addiction, you're trying to get off that addiction, one of the ways they do that is to provide methadone as an alternative to kind of wean you off the drug. Just for a personal experience, I had a clerk years ago that worked with me on a contract basis. He was a heroin addict, a former heroin addict. He benefited from the methadone. Methadone clinic kept him working. It was able to provide him to be straight, do a job. And he, very intelligent young man, older man rather, very knowledgeable in the real estate area, and was very helpful to me and several other lawyers in my office at the time. So we have issues like that. And let's be honest, I know, I've been in the 6th Ward, I've been in the Chatham area my entire life. I know people personally that live in the area that can benefit from this type of treatment. They're there. I'm not saying I'm trying to advocate for it or against it. It's there, but I do have a concern when Roosevelt said that there were people hanging out, being disruptive. What I want to do, and hopefully that you can join me and we can do this, and maybe we can gather some of the other community leaders as well. We need to go take a visit to that place and let them know we can't stop you from being here, but we're going to make sure that you operate the conditions and how all the stores we expect to operate. And we need to do that in more, not just the methadone clinic. The place I have a bigger concern about than the methadone clinic is these little dollar stores that's opening up in our community. Because that's leading to people hanging out, it's leading to crime that has never experienced before. For example, on 83rd Street, I'll call it out, that little dollar store, a little convenience store right across from my office, cannot stand that store. They sell them cigarettes. I had the guy said, I've had the investigators going there. They've written about 30 tickets, I believe, several tickets already to the guy. And what we have to start doing as a community, like the president said, enough is enough. But we have to do it by, one, not supporting them. I was in there talking to a gentleman. I was outside of my office, and I had a young man protesting the store. And he talked to another young brother. He said, man, that's right. What they doing what? Oh, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. He walked down the street. He came back with a bag of potato chips. We were like, where'd you get that from? He said, from the store. I'm like, man, come on now. We just trying to tell you what we're trying to do to empower ourselves. And you go right in the store and give the man some money to keep on operating. So we have to do things like that. So I would be more than happy to join you. Let's get some of our other community partners as well. Let's pay a visit to the methadone clinic. Make sure that they operate consistent. Make sure those individuals that come in there adhere to a certain code of conduct, that we're not going to expect anything less. If you're going to be here, we couldn't stop you from getting here, but we can show, help you get up out of here if we don't see things going the way we expect them to go. Now, I know a lot of people really came here to talk about the revamp.